I want you to think about the last time you bought potatoes. The bag you picked up from the supermarket shelf. One of maybe 5 or 6 varieties available in most stores in most countries on Earth. Now I want you to consider something that will change how you see that bag forever. At the beginning of the 20th century, there were over 5,000 documented potato varieties growing across the world. 5,000. Different colors, different sizes, different textures, different flavors, different growing habits, different disease resistances, different nutritional profiles. 5,000 unique expressions of one plant, each one adapted to a specific climate, a specific soil, a specific set of growing conditions, each one the result of generations of careful selection by farmers who understood their land in ways that most modern growers have completely forgotten. Today, fewer than 100 varieties are in commercial production globally, and in most supermarkets you will find fewer than 10. Where did the other 4,900 go? And more importantly, what did we lose when they disappeared? Because one of those forgotten varieties, a variety that has been quietly maintained by a small number of seed savers and traditional farmers, produces 3 times the yield of any modern commercial potato grown in the same soil with the same conditions 3 times. And almost nobody knows it exists. If you believe that the best food growing knowledge in history is not in a seed catalog, but in the hands of the farmers who refuse to let it disappear, you are exactly where you belong. At Lost Green Knowledge, we uncover the forgotten varieties, ancient growing methods, and natural agricultural wisdom that fed entire civilizations before the modern food industry decided that 5 varieties were enough for 8 billion people. Subscribe right now and hit the notification bell. Because what we are about to uncover changes everything you thought you knew about the most eaten vegetable on Earth. To understand why this forgotten variety produces so much. More than modern commercial potatoes, we need to understand something about how modern potato varieties were created, and why the qualities that make them commercially successful are the exact same qualities that make them agriculturally inferior. The modern commercial potato was not bred to produce the most food. It was bred to do something else entirely. It was bred to be uniform. To be the same size, the same shape, the same color. Every single potato in every single field in every single country where it is grown. Because uniformity is what the modern food system requires. Uniform potatoes can be harvested by machines set to a specific depth and spacing. Uniform potatoes can be processed by factory equipment designed around a specific size range. Uniform potatoes can be packaged, shipped, and displayed with predictable efficiency. Uniform potatoes photograph well on packaging. The entire breeding program of the modern commercial potato industry has been oriented not toward maximum food production, but toward maximum processing efficiency. And in achieving that goal, in producing a potato that machines can harvest and factories can process, the industry sacrificed something fundamental: yield potential, root depth, disease resistance, nutritional density, and the extraordinary capacity that ancient potato varieties had developed over centuries of selection in some of the most challenging growing conditions on Earth. Let me take you to where the potato actually comes from, because this is where the story of the forgotten varieties begins. The potato is not European. It is Andean. It was first domesticated in the highlands of what is now Peru and Bolivia, in the Andes Mountains, somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 years ago. And the conditions in which it was domesticated were extraordinary. High altitude, thin air, dramatic temperature swings between day and night, poor rocky soil with limited organic matter, irregular rainfall, intense UV radiation from proximity to the sun. The Andean farmers who domesticated and developed the potato over thousands of years were not working in ideal conditions. They were working in some of the most challenging agricultural conditions on Earth. And the varieties they developed reflected that challenge, not because they were simple plants in difficult soil, but because thousands of years of selection in difficult conditions produced something extraordinary. Resilience. deep root systems that penetrated rocky Andean soil to find water and minerals at depths that no commercial variety approaches. Tuber production that continued through cold nights and temperature swings that would stress modern commercial varieties into reduced yield. Disease resistance is built through exposure to the full range of Andean pathogens over millennia, resistances that no laboratory breeding program has yet fully replicated. And yield potential, when grown in conditions that allow those ancient characteristics to express, that consistently surprises researchers who study them. The specific variety at the center of this story is called Phureja, or more accurately, the Phureja group of Andean potato varieties that includes dozens of distinct types all sharing certain remarkable characteristics. Phureja potatoes look different from commercial varieties. They are often smaller, more irregular in shape, different colors, deep purple, vivid yellow, almost red, modeled and patterned in ways that no commercial potato is ever allowed to be. They are what the potato industry would call imperfect, and they are what the data consistently shows are extraordinary. Here is what the research shows about Phureja compared to modern commercial varieties. Studies comparing Phureja varieties with commercial Russet and Yukon Gold potatoes in equivalent growing conditions consistently show yield advantages that seem almost impossible until you understand why they occur. The Phureja root system is dramatically more extensive than commercial varieties. While a commercial russet potato typically develops a root system that extends roughly 8 to 12 inches into the soil, accessing a relatively limited volume of earth for water and nutrition, Phureja varieties regularly develop root systems extending 20 to 30 inches deep in the same soil, with the same water, with zero additional fertilizer, simply accessing more of what is already there. This deeper root system means Phureja plants mine minerals from soil layers that commercial varieties never reach. It means they access water reservoirs that commercial plants simply cannot find. It means that during periods of surface drought, when commercial potato fields require irrigation to maintain yield, Phureja plants continue producing from deep water reserves without supplemental watering. And it means that in genuinely healthy soil with good depth, the kind of soil that ancient farmers built over generations of careful management, the Phureja root system accesses a volume of earth and nutrition that translates directly into tuber production that commercial varieties cannot match. 3 times the yield in comparable conditions is not the maximum observed. It is the average. But yield is only part of the story, because what those tubers contain is where the comparison becomes even more stark. Nutritional analysis comparing Phureja varieties with commercial russet potatoes shows differences that reframe what we think of as potato nutrition entirely. Phureja varieties consistently show significantly higher levels of iron than commercial varieties, in some cases 3 to 4 times more available iron per 100 grams. They show dramatically higher vitamin C content, up to twice the level found in commercial varieties. They contain higher levels of potassium, magnesium, and zinc. And the purple and deep yellow varieties contain anthocyanins and carotenoids, powerful antioxidant compounds, that white-fleshed commercial varieties contain almost none of at all. The modern commercial potato is essentially a white starch delivery vehicle, efficient, uniform, and nutritionally narrow. The ancient Phureja potato is something closer to what the plant was always capable of being, nutritionally complex, mineral-dense, and adapted to deliver genuine nourishment rather than primarily calories. We did not just lose yield when we abandoned these varieties. We lost nutrition. Now let me tell you the most important question. Can you grow Phureja potatoes today? The answer is yes, with important caveats. Phureja varieties are not available in any mainstream seed potato catalog. You will not find them in any garden center. You will not find them in any supermarket, but they exist. Maintained by seed-saving organizations, traditional Andean farming communities, and a small number of dedicated growers who understood what would be lost if these varieties disappeared. The International Potato Center in Lima, Peru, known as the CIP, maintains a gene bank of over 4,000 potato varieties, including multiple Phureja types. In the United Kingdom, the Heritage Seed Library maintains a small collection. Seed-saving networks in North America, Europe, and Australia have members growing and sharing. Phureja varieties, small communities of people who grow these potatoes specifically to keep them alive and available. Finding them requires some research and some patience, but they are there. And when growers who find them report back on what happens in their gardens, the results follow a remarkably consistent pattern. Slower to establish than commercial varieties, less uniform in appearance at harvest, more work to clean and process because of their irregular shapes, and producing abundantly in ways that genuinely surprise people who have grown nothing but commercial potatoes their entire gardening lives. There is something I want to say about what this means beyond the garden, because the Phureja potato is not just an interesting agricultural curiosity. It is a symbol of something that matters deeply. The global food system has made a decision, largely invisible to most of the people who eat within it, that uniformity and processing efficiency are more valuable than nutritional density, yield potential, and agricultural resilience. That decision has been made not by farmers, not by nutritionists, not by people who grow or eat food. It has been made by processing companies, retail chains, and agricultural corporations whose interests are served by a narrow standardized commodity product, not by the biological richness that thousands of years of farmer selection produced. The Phureja potato survived because some people refused to accept that decision. They kept growing it season after season, in gardens and small farms and seed banks and community growing spaces, wherever someone understood that a variety not grown is a variety lost forever, and they were right to do so. Because the agricultural challenges we face right now, climate instability, soil degradation, water scarcity, nutritional poverty, and high-calorie diets, are exactly the challenges that ancient potato varieties were built to address. Not in laboratories, not through genetic modification, but through thousands of years of selection in difficult conditions by farmers who needed their crops to actually work. Lost green knowledge exists because this information belongs to everyone who grows food. The Phureja potato does not belong to a corporation. It does not belong to a patent holder. It does not belong to a seed company catalog. It belongs to the Andean farmers who developed it over 8,000 years. It belongs to the seed savers who kept it alive through a century of commercial potato monoculture. And it belongs to you if you choose to find it, grow it, save its seeds, and pass it forward. If this video gave you something real today, a new understanding of what the potato once was and what it could be again in your garden, please leave a like. It tells YouTube that this knowledge deserves to reach every gardener who has ever wondered why their supermarket potato tastes like nothing. Subscribe to Lost Green Knowledge. And share this with someone who thinks all potatoes are the same. Because somewhere in a seed bank in Lima, in a garden in Cusco, in a small plot tended by someone who refused to let this variety disappear, the Phureja potato is still producing 3 times what modern agriculture decided was enough, and waiting to show your garden what a potato was always capable of growing into.